I never believed the phenomenon people referred to as light at the end of the tunnel. That moment where people say, waking from near-death experiences, would claim they saw light with cold sweat rolling down their faces. Ironically, I am in the supposed tunnel, but how did I die? The last thing I remember is I was alone in the room looking above the city from above. After that, my body felt heavy as I laid down on my bed. Was I poisoned or assassinated? Think Gray, think goddammit. There were too many that wanted me dead. After all, I was a ruler, a king. As much as I want to know the cause of my death, I have no choice but to go along with it. It better not be a choir of babies with wings singing at the end. Unfamiliar voices were heard. Congratulations, sir and madam. He is a healthy boy who has just been born. Hold him a bit, dear, said a woman's voice. The light at the end of the tunnel is appearing like an ad from a woman. Never mind, that doesn't matter. He is beautiful, said the woman. He has your hair, added the man. Whatever I am, it is good that I understand the language. That's a good sign. A bright and gentle smile that permeates motherly love. I can't help but think how beautiful, how charming she is. Honey, he has your eyes, said the woman, happy and excited. With a sharp jaw like a blade and sharp eyebrows, I am sure this man is strict and serious. Hey, little Art, I am your daddy. Can you say Dada? Said the man with his face radiant with joy. Really say Dada, he was just born. You do know that revoked the woman. Never mind, my surroundings seem normal enough, said the protagonist as he scans the room, seeing the room was brightly lit by candles. But the hanged armor for the arms caught our protagonist's attention. What the fuck did I get into and where the fuck am I? This doesn't seem like the Earth I know.
A few moments later.
Although my mother Alice was a kind-hearted person, she held the reins tightly in the family. My father Reynolds was a dependable and charismatic man if you ignored his occasional childishness. While I was thankful to be born into a loving family and my life was filled with difficulties, I would not wish for to my enemies. I have little command on my limbs and the inability to even control my bodily functions that came along with the prison of the flesh. Perhaps years of mental fortitude, honed as a king and a representative of a country, and the ever-faint hope that this was all a dream, were the only things keeping me sane. It seems that I have been transported to the past, as in the archaic period. Did people actually carry weapons around in the past? I guess I should assume the vials of suspicious-looking liquid they are passing off as medicine are being sold legally. Is my little Art that tired? How about we head back home now?
Many hours later.
Knowledge is strength. I have assessed my surroundings over the past week, and I am confident that I now have a grasp on what to expect. Daddy's home. How is my little man doing? Said the protagonist's father with joy as he launched the protagonist straight up to the ceiling. Ray, what are you going to do if you drop him? Shouted the protagonist's mother in fear. As expected of such a fragile body I have, to think I would be reduced to this stage by a mere toss. My father used to do this when I was younger. Look, dear, I think our little boy is having fun. As Reynolds' words fell, he raised the protagonist once more and began spinning him at tremendous speed.
Helicopter, helicopter!
Bro is a few weeks old, and his mind is about to get misplaced into his ass at this point. This made Alice, the protagonist's mother, panic even more. Meanwhile, the protagonist felt like throwing up the milk he had just ingested. Then smack, his knee collided hard with the wooden wall. Reynolds, realizing what had just happened, suddenly felt a chilling, killing aura behind him. His wife Alice grabbed his shoulder, and then the worst possible thing happened. The protagonist let out a loud cry of pain. Reynolds received a thorough beating, so brutal that the writer was too afraid to show us. Left in the corner, battered and broken, his mental state crumbled. Alice, ignoring her husband's suffering, gently picked up the protagonist. "Are you okay, my little baby? Let mommy fix you up," she said, using healing magic on his leg. The bright green glow of power caught the protagonist's eye as he realized the pain he had just been experiencing was vanishing rapidly. There. All better now, my dear," Alice said with a warm smile. Reaffirmation. I think I spoke too soon. Perhaps I know nothing at all about this world. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Our goal is 10 likes and 100 views for the next part, so let us make it happen. Also, if you want early access to new videos, consider joining our channel membership. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. In my previous life, I was a king. I led armies, outdueled representatives from nations across the world, and stood at the pinnacle of power. Yet, out of all my accomplishments, never have I been as proud as I am in this moment. I, a former majesty, have now mastered the art of crawling. Ray, make sure he does not hit his head on the corner. Can you please stop him before he crashes into that shelf? Awareness struck me as I caught sight of myself in the mirror. Even though it has been months, I still have not gotten used to my new name. As a former king, art is a little too bonita for me, but looking at my reflection, I have to admit I am absolutely adorable. Watch out, future ladies. I will be handpicking baddies from the market and introducing them to a spectacular sword, Excalibur.
I beg your pardon?
Meanwhile, my parents enjoyed the moment, completely unaware of my inner monologue. After some time, Alice gently placed me in my crib, assuming I had fallen asleep. Once the door closed behind her, I opened my eyes, excitement coursing through me. It is time for my first mission. I tossed the blanket off and struggled to climb over the crib. Successfully hoisting myself over, I cushioned my fall with the very blanket I discarded. Having fooled Alice into thinking I was asleep, I knew I had about an hour before she returned to check on me. Silently, I crawled out of my room, careful not to make a sound. Finally, I arrived at my destination. Full speed ahead. No looking back now. Pushing open the door, I gazed upon the vast collection of books inside. The library, seeing the neatly arranged bookshelves, filled me with anticipation. Ever since I discovered this place, I had been sneaking in every night to learn more about this world. Decathan. The continent I was born in comprised 3 major kingdoms. Eleanor, the elven kingdom deep within the forests. Darv, the vast underground kingdom and home of the dwarves. Sapan, the human kingdom and the most densely populated region. To my surprise, this world and my previous one shared a similar monarchy system. However, while my old world's rulership was earned, here it was simply inherited. I had also realized early on that this world was vastly underdeveloped compared to my previous one. The reason a lack of technological advancement. But then, I stumbled upon a book, A Beginner's Guide to the Privileged Mage, and made a groundbreaking realization. Magic. Fascinated, I eagerly flipped open the book and began reading. This process had continued for days, no, weeks, each night, picking up where I had left off. In my old world, there was a force called Ki, used by practitioners to strengthen their bodies and weapons through rigorous training. In this world, a similar force existed, Mana. However, unlike Ki, which resided solely within a person, Mana was all around, vast, and ever-present. The ability to control mana was genetic, with only 1 in 100 children being born with the talent. As I continued reading, I learned that mages were categorized into 2 primary types. Augmenters, who enhanced their bodies with mana, allowing them to gain incredible strength, agility, and defense. However, their biggest weakness was their limited range of attack. Conjurers, who emitted mana into the external world, bending their surroundings to their will. However, unlike augmenters, they needed to supplement their own mana core with external mana to form spells. My mother was what they called a deviant, more specifically, an emitter. Emitters were a rare type of mage, able to cast unique restorative magic. According to the book, a mage's first awakening happened between early adolescence and late teenage years when their mana cores fully manifested. Mana, it sounds uncannily similar to the Ki Center in my previous life. In my old world, children were taught to meditate to sense the Ki fragments within them, gathering them into a single point to form a Ki center. I wonder if I try the same method, can I manifest mana early? This was a second chance at life, a chance many would kill for. I was blessed with this opportunity. This time, I will explore this world from a new perspective, not as a king, but as an unknown among many. Just as I was about to begin my experiment, a hand suddenly grabbed me, interrupting my concentration. There you are, Art. You had me worried, Alice cried, relief washing over her face. But then she frowned. Oh, honey, are you having trouble taking a poopy? Excuse me? I, a former king, a conqueror of nations, am being asked if I have soiled myself. Mother, I am about to embark on a journey to become the greatest mage in this world. Do not reduce me to a constipated infant, I shouted inwardly. And yet, more shit was unleashed. Even the walls of Jericho couldn't contain the stench escaping into the world. Defeated, I sighed internally. There was no point in resisting anymore. I guess you didn't have trouble after all. Time to change your diaper, Alice said cheerfully. As she carried me away, realization dawned upon me. In my intense concentration, I had indeed soiled myself. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Our goal is 10 likes and 100 views for the next part, so let us make it happen. Also, if you want early access to new videos, consider joining our channel membership. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.